No great thing is created suddenly. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Nature hath given men one tongue but two ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Remember, it is not enough to be hit or insulted to be harmed. You must believe that you are being harmed. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation, which is why it is essential that we not respond impulsively to impressions. Take a moment before reacting, and you will find it easier to maintain control. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Other people's views and troubles can be contagious. Don't sabotage yourself by unwittingly adopting negative, unproductive attitudes through your associations with others. Abstain from casual sex and particularly avoid sexual intercourse before you get married. This may sound prudish or old-fashioned, but it is a time-tested way by which we demonstrate respect for ourselves and others. Sex is not a game. It gives rise to very real, enduring emotional and practical consequences. To ignore this is to debase yourself and to disregard the significance of human relationships. Don't just say you have read books. Show that through them, you have learned to think better, to be a more discriminating and reflective person. Books are the training weights of the mind. They are very helpful, but it would be a bad mistake to suppose that one has made progress simply by having internalized their contents. I laugh at those who think they can damage me. They do not know who I am. They do not know what I think. They cannot even touch the things which are really mine and with which I live. Attach yourself to what is spiritually superior, regardless of what other people think or do. Hold to your true aspiration no matter what is going on around you. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. He can anger you only when you permit yourself to be disturbed by him. First, learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. Freedom is secured not by the fulfilling of men's desires, but by the removal of desire. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer. Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Only the educated are free. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power or our will. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Seek not the good in external things, seek it in yourselves. You are a little soul carrying around a corpse. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. No man is free who is not master of himself. To accuse others for one's own misfortune is a sign of want of education. To accuse oneself shows that one's education has begun. To accuse neither oneself nor others shows that one's education is complete. Tentative efforts lead to tentative outcomes. Therefore, give yourself fully to your endeavors. Decide to construct your character through excellent actions and determine to pay the price of a worthy goal. The trials you encounter will introduce you to your strengths. Remain steadfast, and one day you will build something that endures, something worthy of your potential. It is better to die of hunger having lived without grief and fear than to live with a troubled spirit amid abundance. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid with regard to external things. Don't wish to be thought to know anything. And even if you appear to be somebody important to others, distrust yourself. For it is difficult to both keep your faculty of choice in a state conformable to nature and at the same time acquire external things. But while you are careful about the one, you must of necessity neglect the other. Small-minded people blame others. Average people blame themselves. The wise see all blame as foolishness. If you wish to be a writer, write. God has entrusted me with myself. No man is free who is not master of himself. A man should so live that his happiness shall depend as little as possible on external things. The world turns aside to let any man pass who knows where he is going. Know you not that a good man does nothing for appearance sake, but for the sake of having done right? Don't seek to have events happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and all will be well with you. If you would cure anger, do not feed it. Say to yourself, I used to be angry every day, then every other day, now only every third or fourth day. When you reach 30 days, offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving to the gods. Asked, who is the rich man? Epictetus replied, he who is content. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. You become what you give your attention to. Demand not that things happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you will go on well. We are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens to us. I must die. Must I then die lamenting? I must be put in chains. Must I then also lament? I must go into exile. Does any man then hinder me from going with smiles and cheerfulness and contentment? An ignorant person is inclined to blame others for his own misfortune. To blame oneself is proof of progress, but the wise man never has to blame another or himself. Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. If you would be a reader, read. If a writer, write. What really frightens and dismays us is not external events themselves, but the way in which we think about them. It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance. Preach not to others what they should eat, but eat as becomes you, and be silent. If evil be said of thee, and if it be true, correct thyself. If it be a lie, laugh at it. It is not so much what happens to you as how you think about what happens. Caretake this moment. Immerse yourself in its particulars. Respond to this person, this challenge, this deed. Quit evasions. Stop giving yourself needless trouble. It is time to really live, to fully inhabit the situation you happen to be in now. Do not try to seem wise to others. A ship should not ride on a single anchor, nor life on a single hope. Events do not just happen, but arrive by appointment. It is our attitude toward events, not events themselves, which we can control. Nothing is by its own nature calamitous. Even death is terrible only if we fear it. Men are not afraid of things, but of how they view them. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. Either God wants to abolish evil and cannot, or he can but does not want to.